Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined with your other host,
Karen.
And for this episode, we are talking about the Black Keys.
Yes, live music.
Live music, not quite metal music, but live music for sure.
Yes.
We saw them on their No Rain, No Flowers tour here in Chicago at Northerly Island on Wednesday, September 3rd. Tickets for this were $30 with $3.15 in tax.
Yeah, it was part of the Live Nation summer concerts.
This was part of the Live Nation summer concerts. I think the only one we picked up other than this was the Billy Idol show up in Milwaukee. And I don't know if we said it during that episode or not. The kind of cool thing with this is that the $30 is the $30.
Yeah, no we did mention it. Yeah.
It's all tacked in there.
Yeah.
So I guess now thinking about it, I wonder, I don't know, because it doesn't even break it down based on fees or anything like that. But I remember walking out of this show last night and I heard people talking as we were walking out. And one guy said, not bad for $17.
Yeah, I heard him say that too. I don't know if it's, like this $30 sale thing and it's like, 17 of it was the ticket price, or if he got secondhand tickets and they were $17.
That could also be right. Or the prices were just sort of lowered as it got closer and closer to the event, as we saw with System of a Down.
Yep.
For somehow fucked up reason, you could get $89 tickets for the fucking front pit.
Yeah.
So they could have just lowered the tickets as well, but I don't know. Yeah, how that worked. It definitely was not a sold out show.
No, nobody was around us.
I mean, we were in the back, like the 300 section.
Yeah, which the 300 section is not like a stadium seating; it's just chairs in a row.
It's weird because they have a like built-in sort of stadium seating with a second level, which is like the VIP loungy type area, I guess. We haven't been up there or like really looked at it. Well, not this time at least. We did another episode where we've only seen one other show here, and that was for the Ghost show.
Yep.
And we talked about it there. We may have talked about this setup, but we didn't have a good view of it. I wasn't really looking at that well. But it's sort of like that double-decker type sort of seating area. I'm assuming there's like a lounge up there in that VIP area.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
And then over to our left from where we were sitting, there was stadium seating. So I don't know like why there was stadium seating there versus our section. Yeah,
because those were considered 300 as well.
I think so, yeah.
Because like if the numbers kept going around.
Right. So I don't know why those ones had stadium seating and we had just sort of lawn chairs on the pavement.
Lawn chairs, folding chairs.
Same thing, I guess. Not like whatever.
Yeah, they're not lawn chairs though.
Folding chairs on.
They're the what do they call that? The not stapled together, but zip tied together chairs. Yep. So you can't move them, and it's annoying.
It is annoying, right? Because you're kind of like stuck, and because they're all just zip tied together, your nice, clean, straight aisles can get very wavy, wonky.
Yeah, I think the aisle behind us was really close to the aisle behind that.
Oh, really?
Or like ours were really close to the aisle behind us because people kept hitting our chairs, and I'm like, I had plenty of feet to like stretch out my legs and everything, so I think we had a lot more room than the other aisles.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I mean, I didn't notice behind us, but our row sometimes felt wonky as we were walking through it to get to our seats. The other thing is with these seats, I guess the numbers or the letters, we're in row P, was sort of spray painted on the ground or painted on the ground.
Yeah.
So the rows were at least there. The seats then had numbers that were just these pieces of like sticky paper or like tape or stickers.
It reminded me of like garage sale stickers.
Right. With like your number on it.
Yeah.
Which works fine, I think, most of the time. The problem this particular night was there was not a decent rainstorm, but there was a rainstorm that came through.
There was rain, before.
And as you were walking through, half of them were like ripped off. So you don't know what necessarily
so you're kind of like counting, what row it is. And then I noticed we got there when it was still light out, but like as people were getting there closer to Black Keys and it was darker, like you can't read those. So people were like bending down,
turning their phone light on, like even young people who needed the light to see. Like, it was kind of not shitty necessarily, but that definitely wasn't a good design for sure.
But last time when we went, we saw Ghost and Amamarth, or Amamarth and Ghost, I guess, because it was Ghost show technically, and Amamarth opened, even though we thought it was a co-headlining. I think we have a
Re-Imperator.
Yeah, I think we have a whole episode on
that.
We
do. I believe we've done an episode on that.
So we were in the pit area for that. But for tonight, or last night's show, the one that we're recording tonight, the pit was chairs as well.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit different.
The pit for Amamarth and Ghost was an actual pit with no seats. This one, definitely had the seats.
Yeah.
And we've seen that other places too.
We have, yeah.
It's not necessarily uncommon. I was not expecting it for this show.
I figured it would be a standing pit.
I did too.
Yeah.
I have seen the Black Keys one other time before this, and that was part of, I think it was the Twisted Christmas. I want to say 2019. I want to say. So this would have been my last show before COVID, which you always say the Lumineers was our last show before COVID. For me, I think this was my last one. You didn't go to that show.
I didn't go, no. Probably because Lumineers the crowd sucked at Lumineers, and that turned me off on any music like this.
The crowd at that particular show was better. It was, like I said, the Twisted Christmas, which is like, I think the radio station is Q101.
Oh, so this is like when we saw Jack White.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, so it's one of those shows.
So they do the Twisted Christmas every year. It's at Aragon Ballroom. At least the last few years that I've noticed it, it's been at Aragon Ballroom, and that's where this show was. I can't remember if they had an opener or not, honestly, but I remember their set, and I remember loving it and thinking it was fucking phenomenal. Their sound was amazing. The set choices, like the song choices, were fucking phenomenal. Right before or right after their newest album, which I can't remember the name of it, it's like the black and pink foily one with like the electric chair on it, I think. It has High Low on it. That's like the first single that came out of it.
Okay.
So that was, I don't know, I was super excited for that show, and I ended up loving that show so much.
That's good. I'm sure I wouldn't have back in 2019. I didn't have an open mind about any music, so.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad you didn't go then, because it would have probably ruined my night a little bit.
How would it ruin your night?
I don't know. When you're not having fun, I get like a little upset. Like, God damn it, why don't you like this? This is fucking awesome.
Why don't you like deathcore?
I do like deathcore. It's just
no, it's okay. We can like different music. It's
we
fine.
can, yes.
Yes.
But getting into this show, I guess. The headliner, as we said, was the Black Keys, and as the title says. But what I was trying to do is say the opener was Gary Clark Jr. I didn't know who the opener was when we bought the tickets for this. I just bought like the tickets for this.
Did they even announce anybody?
Keys. I don't know. I honestly missed the announcement for this.
Oh, okay. We just saw it on the $30 thing.
Yeah, I'm on their like email distribution list. I'm on their like text message list as well.
Interesting.
So I don't know how I missed this tour, but somehow I missed it until the $30 tickets came around. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. I want to go see this.
Yeah.
And yeah, for $30, like, fuck it, let's go. Before getting into the sets and going to our seats, we did stop by the merch tent, check that out. I did see a Black Keys shirt that said the Black Keys, no repeats. I don't know what that was about.
Oh.
My fear was they were going to do a no repeat tour, where every stop was going to be a new set list, which I could see them doing. I really could see them doing that and pulling it off. But I'm not like the biggest Black Keys fan. El Camino and Brothers are like the two albums I love and listen to the most. All their other stuff is like, I know it's them when it comes on, but I can't tell you much more about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, that means they're probably not going to play the songs I know from those albums.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of shit I don't know. So I was a little worried about that.
I didn't notice that, and you didn't mention it.
I don't know. I wishful thinking that they wouldn't do that, and they didn't do that because it's basically the same set that they've done other shows.
Yeah.
So that was good. But Gary Clark Jr., I was not expecting him. Let's start with his set list as we typically do.
He started with Catfish Blues, Mac Tub, Ain't Messin' Around, When My Train Pulls In, Don't Owe You a Thing, Feed the Babies, What About Us, and ended with Bright Lights. So only 7 songs.
It felt a lot longer than 7 songs.
To play for an hour and 15 minutes.
Right. He was the only opener, so he had a lot of time to play. I think there was a lot of jamming in between.
I think so. I think like what you're saying, like the jamming, like the song would get over, but you don't notice it because it just goes into unless you know the songs, you would notice. But otherwise it just goes into like them playing guitar and piano and stuff like that.
Which for me, I love. Like that's textbook Dead and Company for me. Like they go into a song and then they go into like a 3-4 minute 5-minute jam session, and then they bring it back into the song and keep playing. I don't necessarily know if that's what was going on here.
The songs were just 15 minutes long.
That could have been too. Like the songs were a bit long. I don't think they were nearly that long.
No, they're only like 4 minutes.
There's a couple 8 and 7 minute songs and whatnot. Looking it up now because we've added them to our playlist already. So there were some long ones, but yeah, they definitely like stretched it out with sort of that jamming and whatnot.
Yeah.
A few little talking moments here and there, just introducing the band and who was all playing what, but not super, super chatty at all. Just more of like, hey, we want to thank the Black Keys for having us. We love Chicago, blah, 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 you know, stuff like that. But
the normal.
Yeah, the normal stuff, but very, very blues heavy, old school rock. I fucking loved it. It was so good. Like, I was not expecting that, and I don't know why. Because, I mean, the Black Keys are definitely blues heavy and that old school rock heavy as well. But I don't know. They came out, and the one song we didn't add to our playlist because it was a cover was that Catfish Blues. And I was like, oh, I fucking love that. Like, it was set the stage for their set so well. Not a whole lot of movement on the stage for, like, they were just had their places playing their bits and having a lot of fun. They could definitely play their instruments. Sat back, enjoyed the music, listened to the music, was fucking phenomenal. I loved how like technical they were at all the music, but a few negatives. One of them, I thought it was funny. I didn't notice it when it happened. I kind of tapped you and like I was laughing about it and talking to you about it. But there was a part where they turn it over to the keyboards and he's got like his solo. He's doing his thing, and the camera, because they have the two screens on either side, and the camera was focused on the center stage where Gary Clark was. You could see him, you could see the backup singers behind him, and maybe like one other.
Every once in a while, you could see the guitarist every once in a while, and then maybe both guitarists, I guess, because the bassist was way off to the side.
They'd move into the middle and play with him a little bit. Yeah. But the drum kit was all the way on stage right. On stage left was the keyboardist, and when the keyboardist had his solo, this is the first time I noticed it. I don't remember at what point. It was probably middle of the set or something.
Yeah, because that I don't think is part of the song. I think it was just
like one of those jam session things. Yeah. But the camera doesn't move, and he's sitting there with his keyboard solo for like 3-4 minutes maybe.
A while, yeah.
He's sitting there for a while playing, and the camera's just on the center stage.
Yeah, they're getting water, walking around.
Yeah, they're not doing much. They're letting him do his thing, and it's like, what the fuck is this cameraman doing?
Yeah,
and I kind of point to you like, the action's over here and the camera is not fucking moving. That's fucking lame.
Yeah.
And then you told me.
Yeah. So during Catfish Blues, the first song, he positions the camera to be a center stage, and then he jumps off the platform. And even when he jumped off, it like moved the camera.
You can
like
see that on the screens.
Yeah. And then he never came back for the entire set.
And I was like, what the fuck? Once you told me that, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
So I don't know if it was like he was only supposed to be there for Black Keys, or if he was supposed to do the same thing he did for Black Keys for this set. I don't know. I don't know what the whole thing was, but
or just lazy as fuck. I'm going more the lazy as fuck. Like, I'm gonna go fuck off and do something.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go.
This is an opener. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah,
anyway.
Well, and that's the other thing I thought was like, well, maybe he does think like nobody's here for them, so it doesn't really matter. But
right.
I don't know. So we met a tech who does the camera for Metallica. And I thought about during that like messaging and like kind of showing like the camera and then like going to the stage and being like, we need a better camera dude here. Like
you should have.
I should have, but I don't know. I don't want to like call somebody out on doing a shitty job, but
I don't know. I mean, there could be a reason why he wasn't there.
Yeah. Maybe he was told like just set it center stage and we're good, sort of thing.
Maybe, but I mean, he did come back for Black Keys. Well, somebody came back. I don't know if it was the same guy or not.
I think it was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they came back for the Black Keys, and they were up there the entire time, moving the camera around and focusing on different parts of action and whatnot to stream. But yeah, that was the first sort of negative thing I thought. The second one,
but that's nothing against the band. That's more the production.
The production aspect of it.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know who the production was. I don't know if that was their team or if that's like Northerly Island, which I think is owned by Live Nation.
Oh, Northerly Island is, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So if that's their production, like, I don't know, fuck Live Nation, basically. In any case, that was one of the negative things. The only other negative thing for me for their set was the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd was fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Like, so much chatter everywhere around us. And not just like little... There was motherfuckers like 4 rows in front of us off to the right, and you could hear their conversation clear as day because they were yelling over the band.
Yeah.
Because they were like 4 wide, and they had to yell like from one end all the way to the other so they could all hear, and they're going... Like, it was so fucking annoying.
Yeah. I alluded to this, that Lumineers suck. Well, Lumineers didn't suck. The crowd at Lumineers sucked because and that was the last show that I saw before COVID in 2019. And it was, or was it 2020, like beginning of 2020?
For what, Lumineers?
Lumineers.
It was 2019 because it was right before. I
thought it was February 2020. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's the last show I saw before.
So COVID. If it was February 2020, that would have been my last show too. Okay. Because the Twisted Christmas would have been December. Before that. So whatever.
Anyways,
I don't know
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But basically, that show sucked because the row behind us talked the entire time. And it's just annoying. I mean, we talk about it a lot, how annoying it is. And this music isn't even loud enough to like drown out talking.
Right.
So you, like you alluded to, you could hear the entire conversation of people. So it was annoying me during the first like song or song and a half. And then I just kind of chalked it up to, it's this type of crowd, which is why I don't like to go to these types of concerts. And it's more like doing music in the park than going to a concert.
Yeah.
Which sucks for people who bought really nice tickets and had to listen to that. I mean, maybe up by the stage it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and eventually they would show like footage of the crowd during the Black Keys set when they would focus on the crowd. I didn't see people chitter-chattering during their set. So it could also just be like the opener aspect. And the closer you get, it might not have been as much chatter. We were all the way in the back.
Yeah, and we don't go to the very many concerts like this. Maybe the opener is kind of in that realm where people do kind of have conversations and they don't really pay attention. It's more like background music, which isn't how we treat openers. We treat openers as bands playing.
Yeah, you paid money to see the art, the music, like them perform their songs live. Like, I'm here to watch them. I'm here to hear them. This, like, the jam session like we're talking about, like this might be the only time you hear those particular elements together. They might tweak it up and do something different the next time. Yeah. So, yeah.
And to that point, like, I don't care about that. But people do. And that's where, in my mind, I saw 2 people, I think, wearing a Gary Clark shirt during the whole night. Yeah. But, people could have been there to see him.
Right, yeah.
Perform, or like there was one lady off to the side, and I don't know if she knew the music or just was like really into it, but she was dancing, moving her hand and stuff. Like, so I mean, she was into it, and it's just like people want to hear this music; they don't want to hear your conversations.
Right.
So, anyways, we talk about it so much during concerts, but this type of music, this is why I don't like going to these concerts. Is not that I don't enjoy the music, I don't enjoy the crowd. Yeah. Because it is kind of self-centered and it's all about me, and I don't care if I'm interrupting somebody else's time and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth. I agree with you. It seems to be this type of music. Well, sorry, by this type I mean non-metal music. It definitely happens at metal shows. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it does, yes.
It's still 100%. Chatter. It's just not as bad.
Or the music's loud enough that it drowns out the chatter sometimes.
We could have gone up. We talked about this with the Lumineers if we had known that we could get up and just wander around sort of in the back, which there were definitely a lot of people just hanging out in the back. Yeah. My fear is the further back you go, the more chatter you're going to get, because I'm somewhat okay with people, if they want to talk, go all the way to the back and hang out there and talk, as long as you're keeping it somewhat manageable.
Yeah.
But don't be in your seats talk. I also agree.
Move to like the bathrooms.
But if you are going to do it, that's a better spot than it is like, in your seats. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Anywho.
We could have moved around, I think is what you were saying. Yeah. Is like we could have got up and moved away from the people who were talking.
Because again, there were so many seats over to our left that were unopened, and we could have easily sat there without having anybody around us, really. Also, something you mentioned earlier about it being sort of a picnic show or a music in the park type thing. Yeah. I chalked it up to being like a bar show.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's some restaurants around us, and even walking to the venue there, we walked down by the harbor, and there's like a little restaurant there, and they had live music there going on. So there's a lot of bars around us that have live music from time to time. And when you go sit on their patio and listen to the music, people are just talking. They're not there for the music. No, yeah. We show up for the music.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna bitch people out for talking.
Right. It's a different atmosphere.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm okay with it there. And that's sort of what I felt like people were thinking of it here almost. Like I thought of like it's just a bar show basically. People are here to get some drinks, hang out, have a good time, and have music in the background. Yeah. Which cool, I guess, but also why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah, why would you pay for a ticket and then pay $20 for a beer? $21.
$21 before leaving a tip.
Yeah.
Which they probably were going to ask you to leave a tip on a $21 fucking beer that you had to go in and pay for yourself.
Yeah, it was like one of those self-serve cooler things that you scan your cards.
Yeah, scan your card, walk in. I think you don't even have to scan. I
don't know how they all work.
I don't know how this one works. Wrigley, it's you put them down on the platform and it like looks down and here's what you bought.
Yeah.
In any case, even if they're $17 tickets, that's a cover of $17 to get into the venue, and then you're paying $21 a beer. You can go to the bars around us and get a beer for $8.
I was gonna say $7. Well, depending on what night it is, you can get one for $5.
Yes, exactly. So like what the fuck? The bar we go to, when they have music on their patio, they have a special $5 beer in a pint, or you get $3 cans. So like $5 beer, that's 4, or you can get 1 here. So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it got annoying, but I didn't let it annoy me during the night just because I was like, this is the crowd. I don't know. And I keep saying that, and I apologize if I'm offending anybody who goes to these concerts and don't talk, but the 3-4-ish concerts of this type of music that I've been to, it's always like this. Like Jack White was like this. Lumineers was like this.
I don't remember the first Black Keys being like this. But again, I could have moved to a spot where it wasn't that bad.
It's open floor. Yeah.
Right. So I could have just found a spot that was pretty good, with a decent crowd around me.
Yeah.
Jack White was definitely bad. Lumineers was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. And we've been to a few others as well that have been, bad. And again, metal shows are also, they can be kind of shitty as well.
Yes.
They're not as bad typically, but
and generally we try to move because generally we go to the general admission type shows, so we just move around if we can.
And we used to ask people around us, like, can you please hold the
we've tried.
conversation, please? Like, we're here to see the band, not here to listen to you. And a couple times it worked, a few times, more than not, it doesn't actually go over that well.
No, they get more pissed.
And then they talk louder and talk more often. So it's more like just, fuck it, let the dipshits be dipshits type thing.
Yeah.
For Gary Clark, I didn't let it bother me. I chalked it up to that bar show type thing. I was just loving the music. The music was fucking phenomenal. So that old school blues, like I said, old school rock. And I was like, fuck, that's just got a good 60s, 70s vibe and feel to it. And I loved it. It was so good. Definitely somebody I would want to check out again. But again, like going to one of these type of shows, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To me, it was music in the park show or music. And I know I keep saying that, but it is. It's just the music that you go with like a blanket and you sit on the ground and you just like kind of listen and kind of do your own thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay for a ticket for that. That's just me personally, and I'm not saying that.
Like $17.
Oh yeah, like a 17 cover I would pay. I mean, $30 wasn't bad.
No, it really wasn't.
It's just like if I see Gary Clark on some announcement somewhere, I'm not going to be like, oh, let's go buy tickets.
Yeah.
It's just not that type of music for me.
Blues Fest here in Chicago. I could see him playing there, and that'd be a fucking awesome fit.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
awesome.
wonder if he plays like Legends or anything.
Oh shit! Yeah, we haven't been to Legends yet.
No, we haven't.
That would be a different vibe too.
Yeah, because I think people there would be quiet.
Well, also like it is a bar.
It is a bar.
So then I'm thinking like I'm a little better with that.
I feel like people are there to see
because it's a blues joint. Yeah. Like they know they're here for blues music.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to keep an eye.
Yeah, we need to go.
We need to check that out. Maybe this winter when it's cold and we can walk up that way. It's not super far.
It's not too far, no. If it's not too cold.
Yeah. In any case, Gary Clark was fucking awesome. Great musician. The whole band were fucking phenomenal. Great music. They're on the playlist, so gonna listen to them at least once.
Okay. I can skip it.
Yes.
It's just not my music.
I got you.
I know, yeah.
Let's get into the Black Keys then and their set list. Why don't you read that off for us? Yeah, and this first track is just like, I think it was 3 of their songs sort of melded together for one.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why it's like boom/boom/boom.
So the first song that they started with had Thick Freakness, The Breaks, and I'll Be Your Man. And then they played Your Touch, Gold on the Ceiling, Wild Child, I Got Mine, Everlasting Light, Man on a Mission, Weight of Love, Psychotic Girl, A Little Too High, Next Girl, Tighten Up, Low High, Too Afraid to Love You, On the Road Again, No Rain, No Flowers, Down to Nothing, Fever, Heavy Soul, Howlin' for You, And then their main set ended with She's Long Gone. And then the bottom of the barrel, they had Little Black Submarines and Lonely Boy.
I'm still getting used to you saying bottom of the barrel for encore. You hate encores.
I hate encores, and Tobias Forge said the bottom of the barrel for their encore, and I'm going to use it from now on.
I'm still getting used to that. In any case, getting back to this, they came out for their first song, or that first sort of trio song thing, just the two of them.
Was it?
Yeah, just the two of them with a little few dim.
Yeah.
Like,
I couldn't really see the stage very much.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it was just the two of them. They played that little bit, and then the rest of the band came out after that. Okay. And then they started playing with Your Touch and Gold on the Ceiling.
That's okay. That makes sense.
Which Gold on the Ceiling is one of those songs that I love. So getting that, it's like, fuck that. It's awesome. It just seemed really early in the set for me. But like to me, that's one of my favorite songs. So that's why I would expect it later on. All in all, though, through the night, the vibes seemed very mellow. Like their music and their tempo, I don't know, like nothing like Gold on the Ceiling, Tighten Up, Low High, Howlin' for You, like all those songs that typically have like in my mind a little faster of a beat and a little faster tempo.
Like when you listen to it, yeah.
Just felt slow tonight, like that night. I don't know why. I don't know if you had that same vibe. Like the set was just sort of. I mean,
I think the whole thing was slow. It's just not the same music.
Yeah.
It's the same like just simple beats and like there was some guitar riffs and stuff, or guitars. I don't know if they were really solos, but guitar parts that I could pick out and
there
stuff.
There were some solos for sure. Yeah,
I couldn't remember if there was like solos, but there's definitely some riffs that you can pick out. I don't even know. Do they call them riffs for rock music?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I don't know the lingo very well for rock music.
Still riffs. Like metal's just a different form of rock.
It is a better form.
Sure. But you can say that, I guess. Your opinion.
My opinion. I like it better. But anyways, yeah. So, I mean, to me, it was very mellow all night. Like, but I mean, I don't really listen to Black Keys unless you're playing it. So.
Yeah. I did listen to the set all the way through again today, and I didn't get that same vibe. And again, it could have been just the atmosphere there.
Yeah.
Because, as we said, the rain had come in. It was a gloomy afternoon, gloomy day all day.
It was so cold.
And it was freezing. Not necessarily freezing.
It wasn't literally freezing. It was like 60 probably.
But the wind coming off the city.
And off the city. It was. I did think the wind would be to our backs because the lake is to our back. And it was at our face, which was really...
To be fair, this is a harbor area, so there is a little bit of a lake or water.
It probably circles or something right there.
But that wind would blow off into our face, and it was bitter.
Yeah, and it had like the wet
yes.
feeling because it had rained earlier in the day.
Which I love that kind of day and that feel, don't get me wrong. It just, again, that may have made me think the music was slower than it actually was.
Maybe.
The other thing, by this point in time, the chatter was really fucking getting to me.
We had a really interesting neighbor.
She did not shut the
She did
fuck
not
up.
for the entire time.
The only time she shut her cock holster was when she was texting.
Cock holster.
Yeah, I stole that from Archer.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. Or she tripped over the chairs to go to the bathroom. That was the other quiet.
But it wasn't like
3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. But it wasn't even like just again, it wasn't that chitter chatter. Her voice was just so loud and piercing.
Yeah.
And there's like one point she's like, wah, or I don't know what sound she made, but she's like making like I'm thinking about something or trying to come up with a word.
Yeah.
And then I like had my eyes wide open, like, what the fuck are you doing? She was fucking driving me out like crazy.
So instead of getting pissed about it, I just turned it into, you are a very interesting woman. And I listened to like as much as I could hear. And I'm just like.
About prison time and travel to like
Croatia.
South America.
Yeah. Like just all this stuff. Like I could probably tell you everything about her life now because it was literally an hour and a half of just her talking.
And so again, I got the vibe that she was there with her friend. They hadn't seen each other in a while, so they're catching up and like.
And she came a little later, so I'm assuming they didn't come together.
Yep.
So as we walked home, I said, like we kind of talked about it. I was like, yeah, if they didn't see each other, they should have met up prior to the concert and had all these conversations.
Or go to a bar, spend a fuck ton less money on booze, and also get some live music. Yeah. I'm sure they have a band playing somewhere in the city.
Because I bet you
that you could have easily requested Helen for You.
If we would have asked her, like, what song did they just play? She wouldn't be able to tell you because she was not paying attention to any of it.
A part of me thinks that's right. A part of me also thinks, no, they could. Because there were a few songs where they were singing a little bit.
Oh, really?
But only like the chorus. Helen for You, I think, was the big song that they were there to see and hear. Because after that, they booked it. And then I remember looking around holy fuck, it's quiet. What's going on? And they were gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, we could have moved. I kept asking you, like, hey, do you want to move? Because I was hoping it was annoying you enough.
Oh, it wasn't. No, I was interested. I loved her. Her life is just so chaotic.
But eventually, because again, there's nobody near us. So toward the end of the set, I ended up walking, I don't know, 5 or 6 seats over to our left. And she got much quieter.
I followed you and I'm like, but now I can't hear her. Anyways,
but again, all I was trying to say is I wasn't in the right mood for the music necessarily. I wished it. I don't know. I'm struggling with this because I was really, really looking forward to this show.
Oh, were you?
And by the end of it, I was like, that was underwhelming to me. Like again, it felt slower to me. The crowd was very shitty. They played the songs I loved. Like, if you look at the playlist that they have, and I added it to Spotify, our playlist. If you looked at their set list, I got those fucked up, whatever. But if you look at their set list, they played a good chunk of Brothers, and they played the 3 fucking songs I love from El Camino. So it's like they hit everything I wanted them to hit. It just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I should have been. It's not just that chatter. It wasn't just the cold air. I don't know. It felt slow and off to me for some reason.
A little bit different than what you were expecting.
A lot different than what I remember at Aragon. And again, I don't know if this is the venue. If this would have been a different vibe at Aragon. All things considered, all the same things. If we were next to that same group of people, the temperature would be a lot different as well.
Yeah.
But like all those other things considered, would it have been the same type of show? Is this a venue type of thing? I don't know. It could have been. The one thing I will say about the venue, and our seats in particular, that we didn't get at the Ghost Show because we were in the pit, the view of the city is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, because when you're in the pit, you just see the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really cool, like how they have it positioned just right where like you can see through between Soldier and the Field Museum.
Yep.
So like the stage is kind of facing, or not facing the Field Museum, but the back of the stage is to Field Museum, so it's like angled just right, so you can a little bit see of that door through those two, or through that like little break.
You get Sears Tower, you get the South Loop, you get good skyscraper, good skylines. Yeah. It's a phenomenal view of the city. This is probably the venue with the greatest view of the city, if not the Salt Shed.
Salt Shed, I would say Salt Shed.
But we haven't been to. You haven't been.
I haven't been to a proper
fairground show.
Yeah.
Which might be different. I can't remember 100% because there are trees and shit along that river.
Yeah, that's true. Because you're down lower.
Block off. Right.
Yeah. But we have been to the Salt Shed and walked out on that patio thing, and it's an awesome view. Yeah.
So yeah, the view for this was phenomenal. Again, like their set, I loved all the shit they played. It just felt off to me. The other thing I haven't touched on yet is the screens they had. Their sort of effects with their backing lights and everything.
Did you like that?
So I did. So when it first started, and throughout the show,
I have a clarification really quick before we talk about this. Yeah. Are you talking about the screen behind them or the screens and the effects that they're putting on the video on the screens?
I guess both. I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
So what one do you want to start with?
Well, I'll say my opinion about the effects on the video on the screen. I didn't like them. I felt like they were like PowerPoint effects.
Oh, shit.
So we saw a show, Nick Cave at Salt Shed, actually, now that we're talking about Salt Shed. But they had like effects and like some kind of like where it goes in and out and stuff like that. And you even made a comment during that episode that you were like, that kind of sucked, or you didn't like it or whatever. And you thought it was a little amateurish and all that stuff. That didn't bother me at the Salt Shed. I don't know why, but for these, they really felt the transition between them were much smoother. But to me, it almost seemed like a PowerPoint, like where you're like having like a filter on something.
So we touched on this a little bit with the cameraman who finally came back, and he was going back and forth across the stage. He's doing his job, going to where the action was going. there must have been other cameramen like closer up or something.
Yeah, there had to be.
Because they got like from the down angle right in front of the stage up at the players as they're playing. And
the
it was
players. The
musicians. There we go.
The players that had the ball and ran across the field.
And they'd go over like Patrick's kit and they'd show him.
Yeah.
I didn't see them on stage, but there must have been someone there doing something.
Yeah.
But they also did these weird like Dutch tilt angles and whatnot. And the kind of filters and effects you're saying, I liked it because it was very trippy to me. It was like the outline of whatever musician or whatever they're focusing on. It was like that outline coming outwards and then repeating like a ripple in water and different colors.
I didn't get the ripple in water thing. To me, I don't know. I just didn't care.
So it's like when you drop a pellet in a water and you see those ripples. It was like that, and then you get like the weird sort of colors and whatnot, and you're getting like again all these weird angles they're doing. I thought that was really cool and easy and effective, honestly, to do that for like your show on those side screens.
Yeah. It did kind of make a show on the side screens versus just showing the stage or whatever. So. And
I found myself watching that half and half, that and the stage. I could see the stage a little bit, but not like.
I could mainly only see Dan most of the time.
Okay.
And it was just like I think he was wearing orange, right? Or orange and yellow or something.
I think it was sort of like a copper sort of shirt.
Yeah. So I could just see him a little bit, but I couldn't really make out it. I mean, we were pretty far back, and it's not like stadium seating. And then I could see the drum kit, but that was about it. So I watched the screens most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah. There was one point where I just like kind of sat back, and you thought I was angry, and I was like, no, I'm just watching this, like. Just watching.
Again, like, I knew it wasn't your type of music. I know there was a lot of chatter, and so I thought, and you were cold, so I was like,
I was really cold. I wish I had a blanket.
Those three things together.
If I had a blanket, it would have made it 100 times better.
Once you get cold, you don't warm up, and there's one point you're like, I'm not going to be warm till July again, am I? Like, no, next week they're supposed to be like 80s. Currently,
it was so we saw AC/DC Memorial Day weekend. And it was fucking freezing. Like, that was 50s. So that
looked
was
like there was
colder.
snow at one point falling.
It was even colder then. And then we are 3 days out from Labor Day. And
that was Memorial Day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the Memorial Day weekend.
And this is Labor Day week. And it is so cold.
Memorial Day is the start of summer. Labor Day is the end of summer. There you go. Now we go straight into winter.
Exactly. Like, Chicago has 1 month of summer. It's July.
August. I'd count August.
Half of August this year. It hasn't been that warm.
Sure, half of August this year.
Yeah, but summer in Chicago is very short. So if you're visiting, just be prepared.
This year it was short. Anywho, getting back to the show.
I was talking about the show. It was cold.
Yes, it was cold. Getting back to the lights for the show.
Oh, yeah, you wanted to talk about the background.
Yeah. So they had this sort of arch going over the stage, and then behind them, they looked like they had like not rope lights, but they had, spotlight type things that would point behind them and shine in the crowd and whatnot. And it looked like there was scaffolding holding those up and everything. And at some point, all of that went away, and it was actually like just a screen where they brought out like the name. For one example is they brought out like the names of Black Keys.
Yeah, that was really cool. I think we have some photos of that, so we'll put one in here because it was so cool.
Yeah,
because it was like it was a video, but like of a forklift bringing out the letters and then like pushing them together and stuff. It was really, really cool.
It was really cool, but it makes me think that those spotlight things they had, I don't know if that was behind that or if that was all part of the screen.
Oh, so I was wondering that too, because sometimes it looked like you could see the top of the like stage, like the not scaffolding. Is it scaffolding?
Yeah, it looked like scaffolding. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the top of that, but then during that video of them pushing out the Black Keys.
All that's gone.
No, you could see it at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, but I think that's on the video, not the actual top of the.
So I was thinking about it this morning a little bit more, that's exactly what Dead and Company did at the Sphere.
Oh, okay.
Is that when you walk in, you see all this scaffolding, like, holy shit, they have the screen turned off so you can see behind it. Because same with movie screens, it's porous. There's a bunch of little holes. And the thing with the Sphere is it's the same concept, just bigger. So I was like, of course you're going to walk in, they're going to have it off, so it's going to look like you can see through it to the actual scaffolding around the edge. And I'm wondering if it was the same sort of
maybe
thing, right? So like this is Billy Idol and Ghost were the other shows that I noticed like similar sort of effects and quality of video for like the LED screens behind them. It's just getting so much better.
It's getting better and better, yeah.
And I'm wondering if a lot of these bands are like, we're trying to get some imagery together for like a Sphere type show.
Maybe.
And if we have this already stock made, again, I don't know how that goes if there's like one production company that's doing Sphere videos and they're giving out like their software, letting people use it.
Yeah, we talked about that during Billy Idol.
Right.
Yeah.
To develop develop videos that then could be used or expanded over to the Sphere, which then again could make production time much, much better and faster.
Yeah.
And then there were like other effects as well. They always had the radio, like I don't understand.
Oh, the Akron TV station.
Yeah, the WK...
TB,
something like that.
WTKB.
It's got
WTKB.
KB.
Because I remember KB on it.
Or was it BK?
No. Oh.
Black Keys. That's what I remember.
BK,
like
yeah.
Black Keys.
Yeah.
WT. I don't know. It's got to mean something. I'm sure the fans, like bigger fans than we are, know what that is. I don't know if it's in a reference to like the newest album that just came out or what. But that was kind of cool, but also like, I don't fucking get this. But it definitely had that 70s vibe for sure, which fit their music perfectly. Definitely, like, again, they have that bluesy sort of 70s rock sort of vibe to them, which I love.
I liked on stage left, there was going straight up and down would be like the Black Keys, kind of like in the Chicago theater type writing.
I got that same vibe with like an arrow pointing to the stage.
Yep.
It wasn't up all night. It was only up for the first few songs.
No, it was up randomly throughout the night.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if it was like a screen or if it was actually letters hanging there or like how it worked.
So I'm thinking now, thinking about like the back screen that we're talking about just a little bit ago with like the scaffolding every now and then, is that sort of arch that went around was LED screens.
LEDs. So it's probably LEDs there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, because they would do like the one that looked like candy canes.
Yep.
Yeah. It wasn't candy canes, but it looked like candy canes.
Like a rainbow type color and whatnot.
No, it was red and white.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
All in all, this is like the third show recently with amazing sort of LED effects and whatnot that just really did enhance sort of the show aspect for me personally. So I was really cool. I thought that was really cool. I'm really excited to see other bands that do shit like that.
Yeah.
So
like what comes of it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Assuming it's getting cheaper and cheaper. So like
Definitely.
even maybe smaller bands will use it and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes about it.
Right. And again, I don't know if that's what it actually was everything was just like an LED screen or whatnot, but it by the end it felt LED-ish.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really touch much on the band and their performance and whatnot. I told you I thought it was a little slower to me. At least I felt like it was.
I think we talked about it.
Maybe
not as much as you wanted. But.
Maybe not. Yeah, they hit the songs I loved, like I said, but
it is fun to hear the songs that like I know because I don't know Black Keys music at all, but it is fun to hear what I know and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I just wish I was more into it this night.
Yeah.
And again, maybe the venue change would have helped. If they do come back, I would like to see them in an indoor venue, I think.
Yeah.
In like an Aragon or
actual summer temperatures.
Or
Change
the Radius would be fun. Seeing them at the Radius would be awesome, I think.
Yeah. This isn't really
just because
the
it's
Radius
not a Live
music.
Nation venue.
Correct. Yep.
Or Salt Shed. There we go. Salt Shed, even better.
Yeah. Yeah. This just really isn't Radius music, I don't think. I mean, they do a lot of EDM and metal. I don't know if they do like Black Keys.
I think they probably do.
Really?
Whatever
really
sells, they'd show up. Like they don't care who it is.
That's
just
true.
sell
The hard
tickets.
thing is with Live Nation being the promoter, the venue owner, the ticket sellers, they go to Live Nation venues. So.
Yeah, and we do have some non-Live Live Nation venues here that bands will bounce between Live Nation and the non.
Sometimes,
so that's cool. But typically it is going to be a Live Nation venue for sure.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
It is, yeah.
The Live Nation monopoly has it all, so not necessarily here in Chicago, but whatever. In any case, back to the show. Wrapping it up real quick. I loved Gary Clark Jr. I really do love the Black Keys. Just this night was off for me in terms of music, like not feeling it, and it does happen. Yeah. I'm just a little disappointed. Maybe this is what I get for being excited for something. Like, just don't be excited, and then you're never disappointed. Exactly.
Yeah. You used to tell me that all the time. You used to be like, I don't get excited for things because then you're just up for a disappointment.
Right, exactly. And that's what happened this night, I guess. I got too excited. Should have just whatever.
This night was so neutral. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm going to hate this. And I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm excited. It was just like going to a show.
And I assumed you were going in upset that you had to go.
You always think that. But then when I was like, oh, we're just at a park show, it changed my attitude even more. So I just sat back and listened to music.
All in all, it was a good night. Don't get me wrong. It was a good night, good show. And for $30, come on.
Oh, yeah, $30. Now, if we would have paid like $100 or something, I would have been like, this wasn't worth it.
Didn't have any beers because they were $21 fucking each. Fuck that shit. Not doing that.
Yeah. That's becoming more and more of a theme of not buying alcohol at shows because...
Going back to the Sphere, like I said, I think the beers there were $21 also. But they came with a collectible cup and it was served by a cocktail waitress. So, like, you know, not walking up to a machine and paying for it yourself and then fucking paying $21 for a goddamn tall boy.
You should have done it and then seen
fucking outrageous.
Seen if it had a tip on it and then be like, nope, I don't want this, and make them put it back.
No.
No, but the venue had, I saw when we walked in, we didn't get any food or anything we ate before going over, but they had like Dubai chocolate covered strawberries or something.
Oh, for
there was
real?
Like a sign for it. That was one thing I thought of twice during the night, and I was like, I want to go find those, but we never did. But I never said it either. Otherwise, we probably would have went and found them.
Yeah, and that's another thing we didn't really touch on either. Is this is a big complex with a lot of vending options for food and for drinks. Yeah. We didn't partake in any of that for sure.
Yeah, and there's like picnic tables and stuff like that. Yeah. So this could have, I mean, I don't know where the picnic tables were, but this could have been kind of fun just to go sit in a picnic table, just the two of us. And
so when we were walking back, we go by that pier, not pier, harbor. By that harbor again with all the boats, which is kind of cool to walk through to go check out all the boats. There were a lot of people on their boats, and I was like, do you think they could hear the music? And you're like, oh, maybe not because of the way the wind was.
Yeah, I think the wind was the wrong way, but maybe they could. I don't know.
But maybe that's what a lot of people do is they just hang out on their boat and just enjoy the music from their boat, which could be cool. And even like the park, like you said, Northerly Island is also where they have like that big summer festival every year. Yeah. Which is, and I've been there for North Coast before they moved out to Bridgeview.
Do they do Pitchfork still there?
I don't think they do Pitchfork there.
Okay. I think they used to.
But that new festival that's there, it's also sort of EDM based.
Yeah.
And that looks fucking insanely cool. Because they did have like a video, like a drone footage from that last year. I don't know if last year was the first year, but from last year, 2024, that was like on Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
And seeing that and seeing like the skyline and like the different stages and how they had it all set up was really cool. And like, if you're walking by or looking at Soldier Field, you can see like the Ferris wheel and all the other carny rides they have going on. Yeah.
And there was a beach area over there and another little restaurant thing it's closed during the concerts, but it's outside the gates. I think it was open when we went for Ghost though. It was closed this night. It's like a park type walk up window to get food.
I don't recall.
Oh, okay.
This complex does feel very large as you walk out of it, though. Larger than when you walk into it, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know. Yeah. But wrapping this up, like I said, we were going to do this 5 minutes ago and we droned on. It's what we do. We ramble way too much.
Yep.
It was a fine evening.
$30 was worth it.
$30 was worth it. I wanted the experience I had last time I saw Black Keys at the Twisted Christmas. I didn't get that, and I think that was just, going in with my preconceived notions and whatnot and other side effects and whatnot. So I don't know.
I remember that from Wage War in 2023 when we went to Rockfest to see them because we had just seen them a few months earlier at Concord, and that show was fucking amazing. And I wanted that exact same experience at Rockfest, and it was blah. So I know what you're feeling. I know what you're thinking about. Where you're like, this show's gonna be fucking amazing. Like all the
the last time I saw them, it was so fucking awesome. I can't wait for that same thing. Like in your
head, you have it all like exactly how it's gonna go, and then you have a different experience. Yeah. So I know what you're talking about.
But it wasn't that same experience. It was a different experience. But it was live music, and we experienced live music, and that's what you get sometimes. Yep. So you don't know until you show up. So get out there and just listen to some live music, and maybe we'll see you at the next show.
Bye.